Hat or no hat? 2 hats and 1 no hat. Is that a good ratio of hat to no hat?
My hairline necessitates this hat.
I've
so
got a
mine's
massive
staying
bald
on.
spot, mate.
Yeah.
Do you want to see it?
Let's have a go.
Fuck
you, cunt.
Told you it works.
Today, worlds collide as finally 3SP takes some DMT, but not the type you want. We got one host of Dead Man Talking podcast and also a hating live champion of champion, grandmaster. It's the Yorkshire Riffer himself, Rob Mulholland.
Hello. quite hard to follow that energy, to be honest.
Where did that come from?
Yeah.
You kept your powder dry on that one.
Yeah.
I've been thinking, gotta give it.
I respect.
I did the intro for Rob in his
on my last special.
On his special.
Yeah, like I honestly
hype
think
man.
Darius does the best intros in the game. His comedy's awful, but his intros are amazing. Like he is.
That's why he can't intro himself.
Yeah,
he can't follow him. He can't follow
no one
himself.
can follow it. It was a risk getting him to intro my special.
That's a
It's
good special.
It was great. Thank
Yeah,
you,
it's a
man.
good special.
The new one's coming out on July 2nd.
And
Born
July.
ready.
And are
Dead
you
Men
getting him
Talking
to
channel.
do it again?
No.
No, that's how good he is.
Yeah, he might if it wasn't in.
It wasn't available in Leeds. Like I filmed the last one at the Edinburgh Festival, so he was down the road. So I just grabbed him.
Yeah, no, I get that. I've started moving up the north a lot more. My girlfriend's from the north.
All right, whereabouts?
She doesn't like me to say, and when I say,
give me a region.
I'll just tell you, Doncaster.
Right.
And that's why she doesn't like me to say.
Yeah, no one likes to admit
Why is
that.
Doncaster shit?
It's a bit of a shithole.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Yorkshire, so I've got to defend it, but like, it is hard.
It's the
You're
shithole of
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
I am
Whereabouts?
Yorkshire. North Yorkshire, mate. Like,
Because I've spoke to another well-known act from Yorkshire.
Who?
Well, Scott Bennett. And
good lad.
yeah, he is a good lad, but he's very Yorkshire.
Yes.
Like, he wears it on his sleeve, maybe more than you.
I don't know. I think.
What is it about Yorkshire that
I've never
people
been
honestly-
accused of being un-Yorkshire, to be
No,
honest with you.
but this is where the story's going, Rob.
Yeah.
So my, I suppose, father-in-law to be.
Well, just for a sec. If you're listening and you're not from the United Kingdom,
Right.
or you're from London, so you shouldn't know about these regional fucking places.
You just don't.
No, but Americans, we
know.
are.
Well, they can do a bit of research.
The #1 podcast in Saudi Arabia. I'm not lying. I'm pretty certain they've got no fucking clue.
Yeah, no, that's only
where
because
you-
everyone watches this through a VPN.
Yeah,
They're like,
and we're in
they
a
don't
shipping
They don't
container.
want it on their
waiting-
history.
They're waiting for a
And-
beheading.
And in Barbados, we
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Barbados.
Yeah, I've got a bit of Sun Exotic sparkling tropical drink.
Nico obviously not here, but he's.
I'm representing
Why
him
would you
in a
bring him up?
can.
Anyway, listen. Yeah, so Yorkshire's where you're from.
Yeah.
It's in the north of England.
So my father-in-law to be is from Yorkshire, and I think he considers himself Yorkshire First English. It's very much his identity.
Yeah.
Yorkshire this, Yorkshire that. It's all he goes on about.
I am
Right?
100%. If someone asked me where I'm from, I'm Yorkshire before
Yeah, yeah.
English. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if there was a Yorkshire football team, that's who I'd support.
Yeah.
I thought you support Leeds.
Yeah, I support
Well,
Leeds.
they are
Yeah,
in York-
exactly. We're
but
the
he's
de
saying,
facto
yeah.
Yorkshire team. But I mean, like, if there was.
Well, what about Sheffield Wednesday?
And if we were in international, they can fuck off. If we were in international football, we'd be sick as well. Erling Haaland was born in Leeds. Let's go.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. Well, because his dad played for us, didn't he?
So
yeah.
I did a gig with Scott
Our
Bennett.
logo's turned off. Go on, I'm listening.
I did a gig with Scott Bennett,
Yeah.
and I said, "Oh, my girlfriend's family's from Yorkshire," and he went, "Oh yeah, whereabouts?" And I went, "Doncaster." He went, "That's not Yorkshire."
I mean, it is on the arse end of it.
So I
it's sort
went
of hanging
back-
off the bottom like a cankle, you know.
I went back naively to that night because I did a gig with him that night and went back. We were staying at her parents, and I said, "Oh, I spoke to someone. Is this Lincolnshire?" And he went, "No, it's Yorkshire." And I went, "Oh, I spoke to an actor who told me it was, but he just meant it's not real York.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
Yorkshire enough."
Yeah.
Well, what's real Yorkshire?
Exactly, Darius. That's
Basically,
the point.
wherever we're from, like,
Yeah.
we're a very petty people. Like we do the same to Middlesbrough on the other side as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's the northeast. It can fuck up.
Is that Middlesbrough, Yorkshire, technically?
Technically, I don't think
Right.
it is anymore, but it technically was. But we've never counted it.
It's Sheffield Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's South
But you
Yorkshire.
don't like Sheffield
It's
Wednesday.
basically the whole bit up the west, east, you drive to on the way to Edinburgh before you get to
It's not-
Newcastle.
It's the biggest county in the country.
Yeah, it's massive. It's
And
massive.
I love Sheffield. It's great, but within Yorkshire we have the rivalry. But speaking to Southerners, I will defend it to the fucking death. You know, those are my people.
Well, this is the thing. It's funny you say that. I've got a story about getting the train down. I don't subscribe to those local rivalries because I think people that do, I know you've just said, you know, like when people really do, you're like,
This is a dig.
no, but you know when people go, oh, we hate people from Barnsley, and you're like, why? It's like, we just do, don't we? It's like, why do you? I don't give a fuck about it. And that's a bit like Norwich. I live in Norwich, in Ipswich.
That's also in the north.
It kind of is. It's Norfolk.
It's not the
listen,
north.
It ain't, but
anything
it is.
outside of
It
zone
ain't, but it
1,
is.
anything out of zone 1, even
Man.
going south is the north. in
I
my
think
head.
Norwich is
London
north of
prick.
Nottingham as you go by north.
It's not.
You'd be surprised. It ain't
It's
where you think it is.
Firstly, it's not. And secondly, it's not culturally the north.
No, it's not culturally the
Wait,
north.
what's
not
the,
the
well,
north.
hold on. 2 questions. 1, where's Nottingham?
It's dead middle.
It's in the Midlands,
Yeah,
right in the
Yorkshire.
centre of the
Yeah.
country. No, it's in Nottinghamshire.
I went
But
to
it's near there.
university.
I mean, it's nearer than here is. Like, you know, it's not like it's fairly close, yeah.
All right.
It's like an hour away.
So that.
Wait, 2, what is Yorkshire culture then? What's
No,
cul-
northern
you-
culture. You know
Well,
what?
you s- No,
you know,
he said,
cares
he
than
said
that.
it's they're not culturally northern or something.
Yeah. I know
Or
exactly what he means.
What? Just being cheap, ugly.
Bit of that. Yeah.
Don't
Violent,
identify
drunk,
as northern.
full of gravy and pastry.
Yeah, but everyone likes gravy and pastry.
Yorkshire is like, I think the stereotype of Yorkshire is that we're wildly over proud of being Yorkshire.
Well, that's true. That's
And it
my
is.
experience.
I genuinely had the experience the other week, which was the most. I was driving through the Pennines, and like I turned this corner, and I was like, "This is fucking beautiful."
It is beautiful.
The
Sheeps
sister.
and hills.
And then I looked down and I saw the "Welcome to Yorkshire" sign, and I just went, "Yeah."
Was it like a moment?
It was a moment.
Yeah, you
and
heard.
I was just like, "That makes sense."
Did you feel English?
I felt Yorkshire.
No, they're Yorkshire first.
Honestly, there was a survey done, and like Yorkshire was
British.
the only county where they asked people, "Where are you from?" And like the only county where they said the county rather than the country was Yorkshire.
What
Yeah.
about Liverpool? would say
Liverpool
that?
is its own thing, and they are way more like vehemently not. Because like in Yorkshire, it's not that we're not English. We're not going, we're Yorkshire, not
No,
English.
not
We
like
still-
Cornwall.
Yeah, we still support England and all that, and like there's a lot of royalists in Yorkshire, much to our detriment. But yeah, it's not like in Liverpool. They're like we're Scouse, not
Yeah,
English.
but you get
we're
that with
Yorkshire
cities.
first, English second, like that.
But I think Yorkshire's the only, Cornwall's the only, and Yorkshire are the only counties that I think it's like I'm a Cornishman, which used to be a different country.
Yeah.
And I'm a Yorkshireman.
Like Barcelona.
But I get, city like Manchester has it. And
What's Lancashire?
That's
where the
well,
west.
Manchester is in the middle of Lancashire. It's technically its own county, Greater Manchester, but it's in Lancashire, so it's right next to Yorkshire.
And they're
Got
in
the
a feud
Pennines
with
in between.
Yorkshire.
Yeah, we got beef. Yeah.
So Norwich is meant to have beef with Ipswich, and I don't
It's just so
subscribe to
pathetic.
it.
though.
It is, isn't it?
You're both parochial nothings. Neither of you are relevant.
Well, I don't know about that, Rob.
That's right. You are both parochial nothings. Neither of you are anything.
Sorry.
Welcome to London,
Oh,
bitch.
sorry, culturally relevant Iran. Fuck right
Yeah,
off.
no, that's true.
What are you talking about?
You've not done anything for 4,000 years.
Listen, we've had
Yeah.
empires,
Oh,
baby.
we invented maths and then did nothing else.
And we had
Useless.
empires.
We
and
had empires. We had a massive empire.
not as good as Iran's.
Ours was so brutal, mate. We
I
fucked
think
up
we
loads
invented
of
like
countries.
cannons and stuff on boats.
Yeah.
I think
boat
Iran's
cannons
is
are pretty
better.
I think
sick.
our navy's better.
Yeah.
Ours. I'm turning. But so, the thing is, Norwich is quite nice, and Ipswich is a shithole. But everyone who's not from East Anglia equates the two as similar somehow.
Yeah.
So,
Inbred.
so I got on the train today, and it's went. Yeah, that is it. We are inbred. They are there.
Are they?
Like, if you come to, I can go. There's one, and you go.
What do they look like?
Their ears are bigger. Generally, they've got a bit melted face.
Yeah.
Well,
Mate,
generally, you could tell
Oh,
that.
fuck
Mate,
yeah.
the Isle of Man, I went and did gigs over there. Everyone's eyes are too close
Yeah,
together
yeah.
and their forehead slopes.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Really?
it's mad
Yeah.
because it's such a small island. Everyone's just, that gene pool is shallow.
Yeah, you
So-
know when you're doing the EA games and you can create a face and you
Yeah.
make the face really small.
Yeah.
The head's too big for their face. There's more cheek than features.
Like, but what's the differences you find between, and I ask you this culture, what do you find the differences between, specifically for us, like northern comedy and then southern comedy? Do you find anything like that?
Yeah, I think northern comedy, the average northern comedian is a lot funnier than the average London comedian. I will fucking back that to the hilt.
You're in the middle, Justin. What do
Yeah.
you say?
Yeah, I think he's probably right.
Yeah.
Like, look,
only judging.
we've both got shit cunts, but like I think London has far more shit wanks. Like
I think London people are more mindful of. I think they're scareder. Do you know what I mean? They're inhibited.
definitely. And everyone's like, everyone's just like talking about their fucking anxiety and like, everyone's just trying to tell them about like their mental conditions and like what issue they currently want to push. Whereas people in the north is trying to have a fucking laugh and like,
I think it seems to be more universal up north, and I don't mean that as a slight. I mean, London acts can be London-centric.
Oh,
like
mate, the amount,
Oyster cards.
the
and
amount
stuff.
of London acts I've seen like in a fucking working men's club in the middle of nowhere.
Who
in
got the
north,
tube here? It's
Doing,
like, what?
Doing jokes about the tube, literally, and just watching a whole room go, fuck off,
Yeah.
southern cunts.
So I've started going up north a lot now, more, and I do Sheffield. I do Yorkshire probably the most I've done. I haven't gone that far yet, but because of my accent, Northerners often think I'm from London. Londoners think I'm a bumpkin. I'm sort of in between,
Right.
But so I've got a joke about coming from Norfolk, which I used to do towards the end of my set, and now I'm right at the start. Because there is a prejudice. I remember when I first did Frog and Bucket ages and ages ago, years ago when I first started, I did Beat the Frog.
Did you beat the Frog?
I did beat the Frog.
And what done?
But I wouldn't say
host that show.
Yeah,
I've never done
You didn't host it when I did it because it might have been before. I don't know when we started, but I definitely sensed a palpable thing in the audience where they didn't want me to do. I might have been imagining it.
I think
That
you
might
were
have
imagining
been
it.
being shit, mate.
No, I'm saying
shit.
Watch Jeff Innocent in the North and see how different it
No,
is.
of course. I'm saying when you're in a competition and you're like everyone.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that bad. I'm not saying it was like
No, it
prejudice.
is an away game for you, though.
Yeah, and it was a bit like, oh, well, all right then, come on then.
But
It was a bit like that. I might have been imagining
But also, I think when you first start comedy, you're so shit.
Yeah.
You don't realize. You think you're good.
Yeah.
Only when you get good, you realize how shit.
I'm in
you
no
were
way
and how-
blaming the audience. I'm talking about micro reading it, and there was a little
I always
something that
blame
I
the
did.
audience.
I detected, which I don't think acts get coming to London so much. I think because London's.
No, I think Londoners are relieved someone's brought a joke.
Yeah, that's true. There's probably
They're like,
that.
someone trying to be funny rather than
Yeah,
just,
but
you know,
London's
complain.
more.
Well, it depends what clubs you go to in London.
Yeah, totally.
Because if you go to a
I only
proper
go to
club,
the clubby clubs. That's the only places that book me. You know, I'm not going.
yeah, but if you go to the
Quantum
proper
Leopard.
clubs, but I would say Quantum Leopard's the place where you're not going to see jokes. But if you go to like Top Secret,
Oh
all
yeah,
the
banging
comedians are
club,
doing
banging
jokes.
clubs.
So
Yeah,
it's-
this is it. Generally, the clubs in London that are sick, and there are amazing clubs here, full of great comedians. But like those are the ones generally I find that have a lot of tourists go.
Yes,
Those are, like,
exactly.
super fun.
Yeah. Not London people.
Yeah. And like those are super fun to play because you'll be like, there's people from fucking everywhere. Especially fun to compare, aren't they? 'Cause you're
Yes.
like, where are you from? Dubai. Where are you from? Australia. Where are you from?
But you get a
France.
lot
So
of
you get like
people-
loads of different stuff to play.
But you also get a lot of people from England. Like there will be
Yeah.
people. I'm from Barnsley, down for the day, and all that,
Exactly.
and they're more fun.
And like there is just a culture in I think it's more like a class divide I always feel in comedy, and like in London it skews more towards the upper middle class style.
Yeah,
of
definitely.
comedy.
Can I just say, I think everything wrong in the UK today, all these, because, you know, we're this culture war, whatever, everything, when it's boiled down to race, identity, sexuality, what it actually comes down to is class.
Yeah,
100%.
it
But you're not allowed to
underpins
say that.
Yeah,
That's
it
what it
underpins
is.
everything, and it's sort of like it's what people would call intersectional, isn't it? It's like that's the thing that goes through all the people it tend
Crosses all identities.
Yeah, and it's part of the reason, like if you look at like statistics, it's why people, if you look at any racial difference, you can see in numbers, it always maps with class, and it always just the numbers fit over each other.
Yeah, definitely.
I can confidently say everything in this country, all our problems are divided down. That the issues come with when we still got a fucking royal family.
Yeah.
How you?
Do you know what?
If you believe we're all equal,
Yeah.
everyone's the same.
Yeah.
Yet somehow,
And the royal family's actually divine, isn't it?
Well, they're like, we're all God's made
Picked-
them, but
picked
they're
by
better than
God,
you.
yeah.
It's like, and who?
That's
what-
caste
what
rather than
fucking
class,
God?
isn't it?
But it's not even that. It's
But
everything.
it sets the principle that some people are better than others by birth.
That's caste,
It's a
isn't it? Yeah.
So it's a fundamentally racist concept to have a royal family. Because like someone from a different ethnicity can't be chosen into that.
So if I was to go
Oh,
back to your...
the only way I'd accept the royal family is if it was like the olden days.
Yeah.
But then I found out this isn't actually true. Where like if you killed the king, you would be king.
Yeah.
But it turns out you still had to be a king to
That's
do
the
that.
Lion King you're thinking of. But the thing, so to answer your question about what is culturally northern, I think it's an embracing of a working class. Whereas down here, people are more that yuppie, upwardly mobile, looking to climb the ladder more. Whereas I think northerners are a bit more like, I don't know, cool with it? Does that make sense?
I don't think
know. There's a lot of northern hustlers. I don't know. It's like there is a lot of like tall poppy syndrome in the north where you get sort of battered down if you do anything good. But like
London's worse for that, the London comedy
I think
scene.
Like British culture isn't wildly divided by that, but like there are things like I don't know, just obviously all the cliches I think are relatively true. Like just the friendliness to strangers. Like I chat to people as I go through me day, like people in London don't because you can't because there's millions of people and you'll be doing it all fucking day. I get it, but it is just like slightly different. Just like the culture of that. I think in general people are less sensitive and less.
How do you feel then?
Yeah.
Because these so-called Londoners will be looking at you, and these are all the you are the racists.
Yeah.
You guys. How do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel like the Northerners are the? Because I think actually culturally Northern is what you said, like friendly.
Yeah.
You've got
No,
your
definitely.
opening.
What I mean is, if Rob comes into a bar and opens his mouth in London, they're all going to think he's working. I just think it's more linked with it, wrongly maybe, but in a prejudice.
Definitely wrongly, but like it certainly is.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, totally. But yeah, like it's there are definitely a lot of racist people in the north. I'm not going to fucking
They're
disavow
everywhere, but
that.
that's just
We've got our
everywhere,
fair fucking share. But I think, in general, people are just like more. I don't know. It's hard to say on that really because I don't really fucking.
My feeling when I've been to the north and when I've been there, right? I don't think so. This is why I think class is such a big issue, right? And this is why I think it's disguised by fucking gender identity and race and all of that and why it's done. I saw an advert. In fact, fuck it. Someone sent in our like hidden WhatsApp group, the illegal ones. Some comedians doing a show, and it was basically, I'm a genderqueer, this, that, and the other, ADHD, and it was just like
ADHD ain't enough, by the way,
and it was just a white dude.
It's not enough for ADHD. We've all got ADHD. Chill the fuck out, comedian.
ADHD is nothing, but he had everything to claim that he was a victim, right? Yeah. Because that is the thing.
He's going to be a posh white guy.
And he's a posh white guy, a posh white guy, a rich white person. Has more in common. A poor black person has more in common with a poor white kid than
100%. Yeah.
But they get you looking. This is why identity politics is so fucking pernicious because they get you judging and riffing or fighting over your little differences.
And then you're not looking.
You're not united.
And then regarding you, Star, there's a lot of racist people in the north. Right?
Yeah.
Not more. He didn't say more.
No. But all that openly racist.
Yeah, but like it tends to be more like in the little town I'm from, people are just sort of like casually racist.
But can I just go on that? Because I don't think I've met people like that. And I don't think they're racist. They're just ignorant of the cultural sensitivities of what, they think it's all right because they think it's fun. Oh, it's Black Tony.
The one black guy they know, they love, and he's like the best dude in town. Like, there's a guy called Frazier who like is from my hometown. He's a fucking legend. He's a soldier, and he's always when he's back off, back on leave, he comes and hangs out, and he's in the pub. Everyone loves him. He's the sweetest dude. Like, he's like the best. So everyone loves him.
And he's not stolen anything. So
he's not nothing. No, he's not been caught at all.
Stolen valor.
Yeah.
No crimes.
But then, they all love him. But then, they'll be reading the paper and they'll be going on about immigrants and all this. And it's stuff. They just read the Daily Star. So obviously they're not getting informed very well.
Can I just say,
yeah, mate, they're going below the sun. Wow.
I'll tell you this. I did a gig in a place called Todmorden.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I was actually ring announcing a boxing event.
Yeah.
And the Asian and white communities there so much more integrated than it. That's a bit of a myth.
I actually live
that's true. Isn't
I live in a majority Asian area in Manchester. I live in Levenshulme and ran it to a mosque.
Wait, you live in where?
Levenshulme, it's called. Yeah.
That sounds
kind of fucking Harry Potter name is that? Levenshulme.
That's like in Austria or something.
All the names around Manchester are all like that. Yeah.
Levenshulme.
But I guess the thing is,
wait, the mosque.
So it is totally mixed in. It's totally. Completely integrated,
because they're all Yorkshire. I got the impression
Manchester, mate.
They were like, it wasn't like I'm white, you're Muslim, whatever. You're from Pakistan, I'm white. It was like we're Yorkshiremen.
Yeah,
so I don't think. I'll be honest. We don't have that in
where
London. In London, we're pretty. Listen, I
didn't say you did. I'm talking about Norwich.
In Britain, I don't know about Norwich. You just fuck your own sisters. In Britain, we're pretty integrated, right? We're pretty
comparatively
good.
to a lot of countries.
But
I think
if you go to America, they're like, oh yeah, we got all the racism, but you don't. You came to see me in New York. Well, they have, you got all the different people there.
But they're all in their own
little zone. Yeah. That's little Havana.
Do you think here then there's a kind of like an unwritten rule that you're not supposed to notice your differences? Where in America they're very much, I'm Puerto Rican, you're this, we're like that, you're like that.
It's meant to be like unspoken here.
Yeah, it was don't mention it.
Don't mention it. Just keep it under there.
Which is less honest than America.
In a way. It depends whether you actually do give a shit or not.
No one does.
If you don't give a shit and you genuinely don't care what race someone is or whatever, then it's fine to not mention it because who gives a fuck.
Man.
But if you do have that shit simmering and then you're sort of pretending it's not a thing, that's when it's a problem.
And I think that's the British problem.
Massively.
I don't know, because where I grew up, it was totally actually culture.
Course, yeah.
It wasn't even a thing. It's never even been a thing up until the last for people from my friends and stuff, like the last 10 years, no one gave a shit.
Yeah.
Didn't care who you were, where you're from, no one cared.
But it's been stirred up by the media, innit? I think.
Yeah. Well,
like we were saying, to get us all like looking at each other with suspicion rather than the elites.
Well, anyway, the whole point I'm saying is it's all class and it all comes down to money, and that's where it's pegged at. And comedy is rife. In comedy right now, it's rife. The people at the top of it will be talking about, we got to be doing this, and you can listen. Just listen to the cut clips of their accent.
Mm-hmm.
Choose your comedian of choice. Whoever you
there is a cabal of upper class people who run comedy. Like all the people behind all the companies that produce comedy in the mainstream and produce TV comedy. Fuck Avalon Entertainment, by the way. Got beef with them.
Go fuck you.
Fuck yourself.
Why have you got a beef with Avalon?
They tried to sue us recently.
What,
they tried
really?
to sue Dead Men. Yeah.
Hey man, you're on the right pod. We can have you. Wait a minute. What
So what happened was we made a spoof of a parody. It's very important legally. I refer to it as a parody.
Of course.
Of Taskmaster called Taskbastard.
Yeah.
We did it with a porn star and Jamie Hutchinson. And it was very fun.
He's funny, that guy.
Fucking class, Hutchie. He's an absolute beast. But we put that out. On.
What? I've never seen Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I know what it is. It's like they
I've
get
heard
set
of it.
little
So what is
tasks.
You get set little tasks that you got to do, and then you sort of like do a live show where you watch all the things and laugh about it. It was really fun, and like we did it because we liked the show. But anyway,
What show?
Taskmaster.
You've never seen Taskmaster.
I've
Just remember.
seen it. You're right. No, I have. It's a parody of it. It's legal. It's a parody of Taskmaster.
He's trying to help you out.
Yeah, no, but like this is our legal defense.
Okay, yeah.
Parody.
It's a parody. You're allowed to parody. On Twitter, if you put parody, it's parody.
So we put it on. We uploaded it to YouTube so you could see it on Patreon. It was unlisted like that. And then someone from Avalon, before we'd even recorded the live show, they sent us a legal letter going, "Hey, we've heard you doing this. Fucking stop it." And we read that out on stage at the live show.
Where did they send it to?
They sent it to our studio.
How did they find out?
Our business address. We're a limited company, so they just sent it to the company.
Who told them?
I don't know, someone right. Well, we did post about it on Twitter, so maybe
I'll be that.
Yeah. So they sent us that, and we read it out at the start of the live show. Did it as our first task. We're like, your first task is to make a show that doesn't get you sued. Your time starts now. So we're maybe like, fuck off. So then they sent us 3 copyright strikes on YouTube because we had adverts for it in a couple of episodes as well as the thing we uploaded. And 3 gets your channel shut down. So they were going for a headshot to take the channel off.
Oh shit.
YouTube went, well, can't here's one. It's cool. So we're like, fine.
But what? Just because you advertise clips?
Yeah, so in the adverts we had a cover of the theme song they were claiming on. So we just let that slide. Fine, we get a copyright strike. It goes in a bit. We uploaded it to Patreon. Then they complained to Patreon trying to get our account taken off there. So we sent them back. Like they started like a legal process.
Have you had to get a lawyer for this?
Yeah, well, we got a comedian who used to be a lawyer.
Who is?
Ollie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah.
Small world.
So we obviously it was Ollie. So yeah,
He can do it.
I don't know why he hasn't told me about it.
Yeah. So we sent them that. So he wrote us a letter to send back as a counterclaim, and like with lightning and everything.
Get ready to lose a lot of money when Ollie's on board.
Lunch expenses.
They didn't respond within the time they had, so we're back on Patreon. So we think hopefully they've dropped it, but we are going to put it out publicly on YouTube like next month when the copyright strike goes off, and we're also going to hire every billboard around Avalon's office. We're sending them a task in the post that says your task is to suck our dicks. Your time starts now.
Do you think they were just trying to scare you?
Yeah, they're trying to bully us off it.
Fucking
We're
hell,
not
that's
having it.
bullying.
But
that
for
is
what
bullying.
reason? The thing is,
Just being cunts.
What harm? Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly. We're not harming them, and like obviously,
and you had it unlisted.
we had it unlisted. It was just on Patreon, and there's a screen at the front that goes, "This is nothing to do with them. With all this, we had a disclaimer. It's very obvious it's not them. You know, like we made it on a £300 budget. You know,
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this happened in Edinburgh with Hating Live. Someone said to me, they go, "Oh, well, so-and-so from Late in Live's not going to like the fact that you've done..." I was like,
To be fair, we didn't. We just stole their look.
Yeah, exactly. But have you not walked down Cowgate?
Yeah.
Every show was like Grand Theft Demo or all parodies of things.
That was a good show, actually. I saw that
Exactly,
one.
but as an example, that was the same year that someone
Damo
said
Clark,
that.
very funny.
Someone said that to me, and I looked up and his post was behind me. I go, "What about this?"
Yeah.
The fuck is this guy?
Hi, are you guys here for the podcast? Or-
Yeah.
We're currently
Come on,
on a podcast.
we're doing a pod. Come on and say hello.
I'm the podcast producer. I thought this podcast.
Oh no, there's no. What podcast are you here for?
It said there was no description on
Hold on, I booked this in.
time.
This is like
hold
the
on, let me just check.
boldest way to get a job.
Come in and
just
say hello.
walk in like that bloke what talked about iTunes on BBC News.
This is how your granddad tells you to get.
Yeah.
So-
Sorry, I was.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Wait
mate.
a minute. So it says. Oh, someone's put a line for it, but I put here 3SP anal fun.
Yeah, I saw it. It just said block time. Like the line. So and then like.
What's this line mean?
I'm not really certain.
But we don't need a producer. We produce it ourselves. But you can come on.
Oh,
But we're not going to pay you.
Oh, I don't get paid. But you guys don't pay. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I'll just,
Well, come on, but at least everyone see your face so we can bully you after you go.
I'm really sorry.
It's all right, man.
That's all right.
That's all right.
What's your name?
I'm Sang.
Sang. Nice. Are you a
Nice to meet you,
comedian?
Sang.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You are a comedian. Come on, this is a comedy podcast. Come and say hello, Sang.
Oh.
Just come and look
Just
at
come and say hello, and
it, and then
then
you can piss off.
Yeah.
This is Sang who's just
Finally.
but
We're
it's
all
quite
thinking it, Darius.
It does say here labelled quite clearly 3SP anal fun.
Well, if you're going to put that on the invite,
and the fun's just around, baby.
I'm surprised only one person showed up.
Sorry, I'll just get my stuff.
Oh,
it's
good,
alright.
man.
Cool,
It's all
Sang.
good.
All right, nice to meet you, Sang. How long you? So you're doing comedy in London now?
Yeah, I came here just for comedy.
How long have you been? Where are you from?
I'm from South Korea.
Oh,
Oh,
but
sick.
you're not from. You did comedy in Korea, or like you don't?
I did comedy in Korea and Australia, and then
Oh, Australia.
Ah.
Okay, nice. And so, how long you been in the UK for now?
7-8 months.
Oh, wicked. All right, well, welcome.
Okay, thank you.
This is Rob Mulholland.
Done any gigs up north?
Not yet. I will.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get a visa at this moment. Yeah.
Oh,
Alright.
Yeah.
okay. He can help you with that.
I've got a sister you could marry.
Yeah.
Sounds good. What's
Yeah.
your number?
Nah, she's.
I'm from Norfolk. I've got a sister I can marry.
I don't condone bigamy.
Don't get what bigamy means.
She's already married.
Yeah, bigamy means.
Oh,
you
I
marry two
condone
people.
that. Does
Yeah,
that word
it's
doesn't
not-
even
it doesn't
exist in Iran.
That's true.
Yeah, no, like, that's just a fucking player.
Yeah, that's right. What we were talking about before Sang rudely interrupted us.
You were just saying how much you hate South Korean culture.
Yeah, you
Luke.
were.
yeah, I'm North Korea all the way, baby. Fucking
Shout out to our great leader.
Shout out to our dear leader. Get it
They're
fucking
all
right.
Sorry, I apologise.
They were better at marching and shit.
Dear Sang.
Sorry.
Oh, I did see your laptop there. Yeah, I put it to doesn't matter. It's cool. Well, that was weird. Sang turned up.
That's 3 from 3 times I've been in here and that's happened.
Yeah.
Well, that's the first time Sang's ever turned up.
No, but I mean someone's walked through the door.
Yeah, but that's the first time fucking the little boy from Up has walked through the door.
But I didn't see him.
Well, that's what I was trying to get him on camera, and you kept, don't worry about it. Now I can't bully him for the funny jokes.
Wait, hang on, Rob. Did we
That
want him,
was good, Darius.
did we want him to leave or did we want him to come in?
Well, I wanted him to come on camera so I could make the joke that everyone
Kind of
else...
wanted him to do either, to be honest. There was just this weird hint
To be fair, and not being racist, once he said he's from North Korea, you didn't need to see him.
He wasn't
we know
from
he
North
looked at the
Korea,
boy
from
from
South
South
Korea.
Korea.
So
we know
you
he
were
looked-
being racist.
No, but we know he looks
You
like the boy
can't
from
just
Up.
go, I'm not being racist and then be racist. That's
Well,
not how
of
it
course
works.
you can. That is how it works.
Well, that is, to be fair, that is how you
yeah,
people
when does
usually
it
racist.
not work like that?
We were
Yeah,
talking
fair.
about Avalon suing you.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
fuck
yes.
them cunts. Yeah. So
What?
we're gonna make another episode of it and call it Taskbastard 2 Fuck Avalon. Like
Nice.
we're just gonna like they've made a very childish enemy with us.
Yeah,
Because
but
we're legally 100% in the right. Though we're just being knobheads, so they can fuck off.
But why would they do that?
Well, because we're like, look, I've burnt a lot of bridges with like the mainstream comedy industry by calling them cunts over and over again and pointing out what's wrong with them and like laughing at their demise.
Yeah,
you know,
fine.
I've been very public about how much
Yeah.
I think it's very funny that all of them will be unemployed soon.
They will be.
I will be dancing on their fucking graves.
Yeah.
And like. Yeah, so there's a bit of that. And like, I think it's just like we're like the northern upstarts doing this thing without them, and we're like
DIY ethic.
DIY. We don't need anything that they proffer. We're actually a threat to their business model because we're doing better stuff than they do.
And you're doing objectively better, and I'm collectively you, Hot Water, all of you guys.
Yeah.
Then whatever they're putting out, they risk.
it.
they
And
have to
also-
know
We have
you guys
engagement
are.
they would fucking dream
Well-
of. Our fans are so fucking committed and like
Ours
it's-
aren't.
Yeah. But like it's and like, I just think like they just didn't like the idea of a bunch of like scruffy northerners being rude and having a porn
So
star.
it's
But
like a
also they-
spiteful-
I feel like it's
I
spiteful.
think
There's
so.
no
Well,
other
I
reason.
think they're looking across the pond and seeing how it's gone in America,
Yeah.
where the podcasts are massive and massive acts are putting out YouTube things. They're not going to Netflix anymore.
Exactly.
They're doing it themselves. And I think they go, whatever happens there happens here.
Yeah. And like
And I think
it's
you're
already
the-
happening in the north.
You're
We've
the
got-
sharp end of it,
We've
probably.
got, like I did a fucking stadium with my mate's podcast a few months ago.
that is
Have a
Have a
Word.
Word.
Yeah, I did the Have a Word stadium show. Fucking like you
What
know,
was that like?
Mate, it was so amazing, you know. It was just like an incredible moment. It was like just seeing what they'd built, you know. It's like seeing it. It's like, you know, 'cause
Do you know
can look
what?
at the numbers online, but when you're in a room with that many people.
You did a set, or what did you actually
So I
do?
did, and Freddie, who I do Dead Men with, did a set. We did 10 minutes with Finn Taylor where we got a bunch of people out the crowd and roasted them on stage. And like, we did that in front of a fucking arena. It was so fun, man. It was amazing.
And is it playing to a crowd that big? I'd imagine listeners would think, that would be terrifying. That'd be hard. That'd be even harder. But I think it'd be
easy.
so easy.
But
because
not
you
just
get-
a crowd, your crowd.
Yeah,
That's
this
the
is
key
it.
word, isn't it?
They already know us from being on the podcast.
They already like
And
you.
like, yeah, this is it. So we're already in, and like it was amazing. You'd drop a joke, and there was just this wave of laughter because it takes time for the sound to get to the back for them to get the joke, and then
Like-
it comes back at you.
Like you get with booing.
Woof! Yeah, it's amazing though. It felt incredible.
But you know what? Going back to the point you made earlier about the gatekeepers of comedy industry, not only is it the DIY ethic and people are building it up. It shows you how much they've broke it down. That Live at the Apollo used to be prime time channel.
Yeah.
Friday
Do you know anyone
night.
who watches Live at the Apollo?
No, because those gatekeepers don't know what they're doing, and now I think they're panicking and going, "Oh, we aren't the arbiters. We don't know what the fuck we're doing."
No
You
one-
can't
no one-
force people to laugh at shit comedy, and they've tried for ages.
Do you know
Oh,
what?
they can, but they're persisting.
They really are. They're like,
No, they can't admit it because that's their job.
But what they could do, in all seriousness, right? If we're going to talk about this seriously, right?
I mean, I'm not gonna fucking.
Well, no, we're going to talk about it funny, but we're going to take it the subject seriously, right? TV, surely someone there is looking at the ratings and the numbers and things, and it's just going. You got on, and I get it. No one's watching as much TV, but you've still got all the legacy, fucking all the YouTube channel, radio. That
They've still got a massive reach that they could use. They could blow us out of the water if they had the balls
platform's
to.
bigger,
but it's
still.
not. But it's
they
not.
don't.
But
it's
not used properly.
It's not because it's not. It's they're persisting in pushing their type of
They
comedy.
think they know better than people. They
Yes.
think they know better than the public. They think they're higher minded. They have a higher.
And if one thing the internet's taught us is, you watch like Downton Abbey and these like £1 million spends on costume dramas and written and that, but people just want to watch a cat falling off a couch. Like they have over-engineered entertainment, haven't they? You look at the internet, you're like, oh, we don't need all that fucking castles and shit.
I disagree. But
I think that's not really the competitor.
Yeah.
I think that's a very different branch
No,
of
of
entertainment.
course it is, but I'm just saying that's happening in comedy. They're like, you don't
No,
need.
I don't even think there's that. So I think Bridgerton or something. There's like definitely
Bridgerton.
whatever the fuck it's called. The big festival.
I don't feel like people are
Succession.
choosing between Bridgerton or Dead Men Talking.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so either.
But so that there's that. I'm talking. If we're specifically looking at comedy, I think why the UK comedy industry just gone shit is because they were pushing down this sort of like, oh, I've got ADHD, I'm a victim. And it's not funny. It's like you said, it's just someone going on listing things to be a perennial, but not even making it funny. And then because of that, people are fuck. And also, to the northern cultural back, when we say, oh, are they racist, right? I don't think they are racist. I think that people understand the nuance, and I've got a joke about this. I can understand the nuance if someone comes to me from the north and goes, Darius, where are you from?
Yeah.
And where are you from? Right? I know the difference between, you're kind of interested because it's nice. Ask me where I'm from.
Yeah, 100%.
And they're deliberately mischoosing that to be like, he said that in a race. He didn't.
It's the same thing as when I like call someone love. Like a few times with like middle class people in like comedy, being like, "Don't call me," and I'm like, I'm literally being nice. That's me being pleasant, and like that's how I. That's how.
And it's
people
not
where
even
I'm
a gendered thing up north so much, is it?
No, I've like there's places in Yorkshire where like blokes get called love. And,
Even if it is a gender thing, it's not.
I
There's
know.
no judgment to
That's
it.
the
There's
only thing that they could say.
Love is not below fella. You know, it's there isn't a
same.
ranking. It's just it's just how I say, and it's like genuinely, it really like it gets my back up, and I think a lot of Northerners when that gets called like that really harshly, because you've gone to someone with a friendly greeting and you've got hostility back, and it's like, wow, I was trying to be nice.
I mean, in
surely.
Nottingham, you got Dark up northeast, you got Pet. They've got all the But to tie up 2 points, you said earlier you can't force people to laugh at something, and you said they're pushing this identity like ADHD, all this down your throat. I think that is trying to force you to laugh at something, because if you go, there's a new comedian from this sort of like minority whatever, it might be trans or whatever, and if you say I don't find him that funny, it's like, oh, you bigot. It's like, no, you can't make me like someone. But I think that's why they lead with that laundry list of all the fucking things.
Well, you need to, I mean, you can just look at the holistically, Hannah Gadsby Rotten Tomato scores and audience scores compared to everything. I think so that's just one. We should do we should watch the special. But when it comes to comedy, I think there's a demand now. It's like, look, you know what? I kind of fucking do love lad culture. I do like to take the piss out of my mates. I do like to make fun of this, and I do like that. And I think there's and whenever these people come on and they moan about it, they're like, oh, Roy Chubby Brown, motherfucker was in the 70s or some shit. In the 70s, there's no one can choose.
Chubby's still doing it though, and Chubby's been about the whole of it.
But I don't even know who Roy Chubby Brown is.
See, that's it. That's a very that's a cultural
You're not the best example, but
it was like it was a big deal in the north. Like, sell a lot of tickets, and like doesn't anymore. And that's the thing that
or
got a bit
Jim
confused.
Davidson or someone.
Yeah.
But he was on BBC prime time,
yeah.
and no one slates the BBC for putting him on.
My point is, whenever they...
I mean, they had worse presenters.
They did, yeah. But on stage...
Jim Davidson is the least of their fucking problems.
Yeah. But you know what? They're Philip Schofield. Anyway, the point is when...
He's ITV, to be fair.
Now, he was broom cutter.
Oh, he was broom cutter. He had his hand up that gopher.
Yeah,
How old's that gopher, Schofield?
Where is Gordon now?
Yeah.
Where's Roland? Anyway, the point I'm making is all these, whenever they go choose like, oh, this is they've got to go back to like the 70s or something so far back. Actually, or to David Baddiel when he's doing the fucking
Why
Jason
can't you
Lee
have
shit,
all of it?
actually-
Why has it got to be like if you go, oh, I don't like Nanette, everyone's like, oh, what you're trying? I'm not trying to say you can't have it, but like let us have this as well. Why can't we just all have
Yeah.
our own thing?
And like
as long as it's not really offensive.
That is what's happening nowadays, you know, with the internet. Like, you know, because there is a market for like...
Pick a side, innit?
Like wafty, left-wing, boring comedy. There's a market there. It's
What's
not...
wafty?
You know, it just means like...
Oh, like it's flimsy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, like you know, but it's not as big as like the BBC would hope it would be. But there is the
Yeah,
other
they're
option,
pushing it.
and there is as much of a backlash against that as there is for it. And like, you know, I'm totally finding that with what we do. We just fucking go in hard, make awful jokes about everyone, and like we're disgusting. We do all the jokes you're not meant to. We just get this like gang of people who just like love that and are relieved by it, and like it means that you're just invulnerable to like I feel like I'm outside of that
You
like,
are.
culture war conversation because I've got my own bubble.
But it's
you know?
good because
they're
you-
never cancelling me. They love
Yeah.
that shit. And anyone else who tries to come in from outside, you can't touch me. I can't get fired from my own
But
Patreon.
you want the wafty scene, so the
Well,
wafty
they did
people.
try. They've tried. Avalon were trying.
They tried.
That's why they went
fucking
there.
can't touch us. Avalon can't touch us. Fucking come at
That
us.
does feel like the last
But-
throes of some
hold on.
a
Yeah.
giant that's
But-
now dying.
But
do you know what I
hold
mean?
on, you say they can't touch you, and you say a cultural thing.
We might get sued before this comes out.
Alistair Williams sat here a few weeks ago, and he did have all of those things cancelled. So they can, go there because I mean,
Yeah, what things?
well, your Patreon can get cancelled.
Yeah, I don't think Avalon-
This is it. So what
But the industry can't do that to him.
Yeah, but also.
but they can read. Well, that's what Avalon
But
did
also,
try.
like what we're working towards as well, long term. We're not doing it currently. We're building up the funds in order to do this. We're going to build our own subscription service. We're
Yeah.
going to move away from all of that. We're going to host it on our own website. Then no one can touch it.
Louis C.K. sort of model.
Yeah, and like we're going to do it instead of being like we're going to eventually move the whole Patreon over to that.
But
so people.
I told you we should get a PO box
But
and get
here-
people to send in checks.
But here's where things are like. If you want to, so I'm like, when it comes to me, right? The whole of this, I'm a little bit more conspiratorially minded, right? As you know,
That's fair.
Right? As you know, right?
I am
But
too, to be fair. Yeah, I'm one of them as well.
here's where it's interesting, right? Because we're going to build this and we're going to build our own Patreon, right? But here's what happened to, I don't know if you have remembered during COVID, there were these Canadian truckers. I don't know if you remember that protest.
Yeah.
They cancelled their bank accounts so that if you even donated to like
other
him,
people,
Yeah.
small
like
businesses.
£20 to GoFundMe,
Sure, yeah.
they cancelled the thing.
Yeah,
this is when I'm starting to think when it's like, oh, we're trying to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
But they can still, if you
that's-
say the wrong thing, they can.
That's more of an overarching thing about
Yeah.
sort of like that centralised digital currency. and
That was
stuff.
a lot of a bigger thing. Like no one's
And
going to give
Canada
a
are
fuck
mental.
about my little podcast.
Well, you
know,
think
like,
that,
you
but
know,
say
it's
your
just no one
podcast.
cares.
I don't-
Hey, listen.
I
Say your
care, Rob.
podcast gets huge.
Yeah.
It
and
is
they-
huge.
No, but if it gets like Joe
Yeah,
Rogan,
but
like
still,
to
like
the
if you
level.
look at like Comtown, you know, like that was huge
Yeah,
for
yeah.
years, and they never got any shit really, you know. Like it's
seen
just
that.
it flies under the radar.
Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah.
Stavros.
Yeah, and like Nick Mullen and that, and like they're a bit of a marker for us. I don't know. I just think if you can, and like I'm not saying we're totally, you know, there's nothing that could ever get us, but I feel like we're pretty safe, and like we sort of, we're trying to just future proof ourselves, you know, and just build that little world for ourselves.
Yeah, that's absolutely the way to go. I think the most insulated one is Red Bar. Have you ever seen Red Bar?
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah, he's got his own website. He has his own club, his own sort of Patreon thing. You have to go.
Yeah.
Honestly, he says
he's really funny.
and he says the most fucking outrageous
No,
shit.
he's-
Like
he
takes the
actually
piss
mental.
out.
Yeah.
He takes the piss out of all the other comedians.
Yeah.
doesn't he?
He's like
we're
he's
gonna
the
do in a
ultimate
minute
troll.
on the
Yeah,
podcast.
this-
I'm actually a bit scared of mentioning him because he goes after anyone he mentions.
He was just on Joe Rogan.
Red Bar.
Last
That's Red
week.
Ban.
Oh,
Fucking hell! Don't worry about it.
Fucking idiot.
Close.
They're all red to me.
What was
all
it?
look
What
the
was
same.
it? Doingtington Abbey, whatever you said.
Bridgerton?
How much of that? You need more medication or to come
You're
off it
doing my
altogether.
you're doing my head in.
Who is?
You. With your stop making fun. Listen, the way this show works is I'm allowed to make fun of others. No one's allowed to make fun of me. It hurts my feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling. That was a very fucking Freudian slip.
No,
one feeling.
Yeah,
you've
I've only got one feeling and you've hurt it. It was a very deliberate choice of word. No,
You only got one word.
I've got one word. What else would we say? Anyway, I think, yeah. I think they could, though, if you get to a level, but they're trying. The fact that they've even gone to the effort of finding out you've got an unlisted because
I think someone must have subscribed to our Patreon in order to rat us out. Like I think
at least they paid.
Yeah, exactly. We got £3 out of the cunts. Yeah,
fine.
You know, and if they try and sue us, we'll get a lot more out of them. So.
I can't see how. I just think that's like I think that's one of those ones where they know they can't. They're just doing it. Like one of those
they just thought we'd
private
fold.
parking tickets. They're chancing it.
They thought we'd fold once we saw a legal letter, and we were like, "Suck our dick."
You should speak to this guy. He's the legal fucking Mr. Legal feud man.
I'm in multiple. Well, I've won all my legal.
Exactly.
Legal
I wouldn't tell him to speak to you if you lost them all.
Yeah.
Well, he's already got my advocate on.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's got the same person.
Why is he even doing comedy? He must be making a fortune. He's like,
no, because he foolishly does it for free.
Yeah, and like
he enjoys
Finch of comedy.
Yeah, and he was.
He is.
And he was very clear. He's not our lawyer. He's like legally, I need to make this very clear. I am not your lawyer.
Although he's got. Ollie's. So we're talking about Ollie Horn, who he was on a few last when we were in Australia. We bullied him, but
that's what we.
He's got two legal degrees from Oxford, one from Japan. He knows his stuff.
He's a smart lad. But he really helps us out.
The Japan legal thing must be totally different though, like death by 1,000 cuts or whatever.
Well, the only thing with Ollie that you need to watch out for is if he can overcomplicate, overtech, or over.
That's a lawyer thing, isn't it?
He will do it. So you just
every single show he runs has like 19 laptops running.
Yeah. Like, Ollie, you don't need
Rick Wakeman. You had one keyboard.
It's like, my Bluetooth isn't working. Write a joke.
Yeah. But that applies to comedy. I was the best yesterday.
I didn't say you weren't, but
everyone messaged me saying we did a gig yesterday to a band of builders and then
builder suicide. Not prevention or just sort of like talk about it more. What was it? I don't even know.
It's a charity called Band of Builders. It was like for builders.
Like Help for Heroes, but for thick people.
For fucking builders.
Yeah, I know exactly. I used to be a builder.
I mean, Help for Heroes is Help for Heroes for thick people, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Anyway. You didn't duck. That's why you need help.
Is it? One of the jokes I've had the most complaints about in my career, I used to have a joke where I was like, I kind of resent the name Help for Heroes, because not all of them are heroes. Some of them should have been looking where they were going. Did not go down that well with the military folk. It was a joke. I was fucking around. Thanks for your service.
Do you think you could tell that now?
Yeah. To my crowd, 100%.
No, not to your crowd, but
I couldn't at the time, mate.
No, yeah.
Do you mean got the nuance?
But I mean, now that you're
skilled,
more established, and you know how to do.
Maybe
Because I think there was jokes I couldn't say. Yeah. Now I feel like I go on stage, I say what I want.
I'm the same. I don't filter anymore. Like I do. Like obviously I tailor my material to the crowd I'm in front of. Like when I'm with my
becomes more instinctive the more you've done it though. Rather than have to pre-plan it, you can instinctively feel. Like when I said I had some jokes or lines I was going to do about this builder's suicide thing last night. Stood at the back of the room and I was just like, I'm not going to do them. Because I saw how yours went, and I was
I went on stage and went, listen, you're missing out on a trick. You should open Juicens in a run because we built a lot of walls to push on gay people. It's funny. It's a funny joke. Everyone loved it.
Yeah, then you started going on about, I'm glad builders kill themselves.
No, I said to them, I said.
He had to think if he had said it, though. That's the worry, isn't it? He was like, did I say that?
I said, what did I say? I said, listen, this is a fantastic charity, and looking at you, Mongs, you're lucky they exist because you're going to need them soon. It's great. Funny.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
You're saying they didn't enjoy that?
No,
he's going to send you a legal letter.
No,
do not put that out.
Truthfully, they enjoyed it. But
it was
they could tell
great.
Because but if I'd have tried to do that 5 years ago, it would have been a riot.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like you need the skill in order to get do the little dance to get away with it, innit?
It's more about reading. I honestly think it's more about just sensing what's going on in the room. Yeah. I think that's the skill that hones the most and is the most important one. You don't know that when you start. You think, write jokes, be funny, deliver it big.
Well, I never thought that.
Yeah, it's all about connection and that, innit?
Yeah, but you know how to connect, and it's just sort of like it's like a bit of a confidence trick when you're up there.
I think it's about being genuinely, truthfully honest, like saying, I think this is funny. If it is funny, you find yourself funny.
There's honesty in it.
It's really funny, but fearless. As soon as they smell a flicker of fear, if there's a moat, you ain't gonna do it.
Yeah. That's it. Like I love. Like I'm so much like I'm so relaxed in bad reactions to jokes now. Like not even like bad ones, but like and like people being like grossed out and stuff. I love those now, and I'm relaxed in them because I know how to pull out of it. You know,
you can take the control back.
I know that that's a good thing. I know that reaction is an energy I can then hit another punchline on, and I love playing with those. I managed to even gross out our crowd, and I was like,
does that start to become a thing that you start trying to do?
No,
pushing
it's
to
just-
find the boundaries.
Yeah, well, I've always done that with club crowds anyway.
Exactly,
but
but
the
when-
boundary's so much further now, like with my crowd. So it's interesting to try and do the same dance.
When you
Yeah, exactly.
see when you go from your crowd to like a normal
Yeah.
crowd, is there can you bring that with you? You
I
gotta
do
dial it
more.
back?
I'm definitely like pushing club crowds even further than I have before because
Yeah.
you know, like I'm just more comfortable in those areas.
Yeah, that's what I
And you
mean.
belong.
Taking them there. Yeah, yeah.
Can I just say, I think it's also the fact that you know you belong. When you start out and you've only done like 10 hours on stage, like a bad reaction to a joke is a huge chunk of your entire canon.
Yeah.
But when you've been going 10 plus years, you're like, I know I'm good. I know I can win them back. I know the next joke's great. If one doesn't land or they don't like it, it's not as doesn't
I'm
feel
also-
as critical. Do you know
I'm
what I mean?
also like, you know, I'm much more established in a lot of clubs, so like I know, like even if
Yeah, it's not one and done. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not gonna
yeah,
matter.
yeah.
And also, it doesn't matter to me as much because I've got my own audience building now. So like, you know, no matter what happens, I can go play to them. So
And-
you know,
and
like,
that-
it's freeing.
Yeah.
And that radiates on stage.
Yeah, and
you
you're
know the
confident.
'Cause
trouble.
being relaxed on stage just puts the audience at ease.
If
And
they
then
can
you-
see you believe in yourself, they're believing
Yeah,
you. I know you're not winning them over so much now with your own crowd,
Yeah.
but I'm still a fucking nobody. That's
like-
to win them over.
When a whole crowd starts like jokingly booing you for like saying something fucked up, and you just grin through it, there's a
Yeah.
power in that they
Yeah.
respond to, and they're like, ah.
Yeah, it was
you know.
deliberate. It's
Exactly.
not. It's not like I've
If
fucked
you
up.
say something fucked up and they go boo, and you go, oh shit, sorry,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
fucked.
yeah.
Game
Like you're on,
over.
like you're on Britain's Got Talent. And you're being judged. You
Yeah,
can't let
yeah,
them
yeah.
judge you.
Yeah, whereas like, I'll shout at them and like, no, you don't get to start booing now.
Yeah.
I love doing that. It's really fun, isn't it? Yeah. But like
You-
Hating Live, honestly, was a transformational moment in my comedy career. It was the thing that made me the comic I am now, genuinely. I'm not even blowing smoke up your ass. Because like when I was first doing it, I was dead new to comedy, you know, and I used to go do it when we were doing it at Three Sisters all the time.
Yeah.
And I came and did it shitloads because I loved it. And like I had
Those were some
of the best shows I've ever
genuinely
been part of.
great shows. Like
They were
really
fire.
when Hating Live was on fire. And
Oh
it
my
was,
God.
most
Spine
more
tingling.
time
Yeah.
they was like and like
I felt like a rock star, man.
What
it was
about?
amazing.
Sorry, I'm going
Yeah.
to let you get back to your testimonial, Rob. But there was times when you felt like you had interlopers in deliberately trying to fuck it up, weren't there, in the crowd?
Hating Live. I mean,
A couple of
Hating Live-
times, people would go on Twitter and
You
go,
know
like,
what?
"Oh, I heard a
Well,
bad joke."
we-
It's
we-
like that's the whole fucking point.
We had the you know what? But again, Hating Live was great, and I think it's because we all kind of went in there. The first year was awful.
Yeah.
Although there was this, even then,
There was a seed.
we were
Yeah.
sold out. Well, sold out for the
Full.
fringe. We were full for the fringe.
Give out,
and
it
we
was
didn't
free.
have any show. Yeah, but we didn't have a. I kind of had the idea, the premise of the show, and then. I think you might have come on board on the. Did you ever do Sin? Were you
No,
there?
I was
there for the whole run.
Okay, so-
Three Sisters.
So you
when I did it.
came on the third year.
Yeah.
And by that time, we kind of had the formula down,
Yeah.
and we were just like, "This is just." We just wanted to have fun, and we were saying outrageous shit because of whatever is
Yeah.
in. And one of the only complaints we got ever that I recall is because of you. And
Yeah.
it's actually a quote on the poster, on
Yeah.
our poster. I think it's a quote on your poster. as
Yeah,
well.
I kept it on my poster as
What
well,
is the
saying that
quote?
I was nasty, offensive, and dangerous from the national
Downright
student.
dangerous or something.
Yeah, it makes me sound like Guns N' Roses. It's
Yeah, it
fucking
does,
sick.
yeah.
Like it is the they're gonna read this will crush it. Nasty, offensive, dangerous. Bang on the poster because it look as
Yeah,
cool
it
as
makes
it.
it
Them
look
not
well
knowing.
cool.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
For fuck's
but
sake.
like, what was really interesting with that as well, the joke that I got a complaint about ended up like I did it I started doing it in my set because it was funny.
Such
but
a good
then
joke.
Bill Burr did the same premise but better on his special, so I had to drop it. Like, so you know,
You did it years ago.
I did it before him, but like he did fucking nail it.
Yeah,
to be
but
fair.
you did it.
I
But
did it first,
remember-
and I improvised.
So
it.
the joke was what I can't.
So the topic was that I had to hate on was no means no. So I was like,
so just quick clarify.
Yeah.
Hating Live, audience write down shit you hate. I say, tell us why you hate. And no means no.
and that's the first time you ever hear the topic, so you just got to improvise why you hate that thing. So they try and give you stuff that's hard to hate, so they fuck
Yeah.
you up. So like, mine was, why do I hate no means no? And I was like, I hate no means no because no doesn't always mean no. I was like, sometimes no means have another crack.
Yeah.
You know,
Not
like
the first
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Obviously, once you get to like 3 or 4, wind it in. But I was like, I was fucking around. There was a big laugh in the room.
A
and then-
huge laugh. It was a
yeah,
great
it
bit.
proper like popped off and like, you know, like all the women are laughing.
Yeah.
They all get it. You know, that it was fun. And like, you know, I delivered it with a bit more panache than I did then, I think. And like, yeah, I started doing it in a set. We had like that complaint. We got, because there was a student reviewer in, wasn't there?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they kicked
Yeah.
off.
She came up to me after. I thought she was coming up to me to like
Say,
tell me how
well
great the
done.
show
Yeah.
was. So I saw the show. I was like, okay, I will.
Yeah, I will accept your praise.
Then she started going off on when I went, what are you talking about?
But
You've
that-
just literally seen
That's
the show.
kind of what I mean. She was obviously going to hate it, but I'm
Yeah.
reviewing it. But it's just like, it's like if you review for Kerrang and you go to a fucking country.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's if when someone comes to you and says, "Oh, hi, love," and you deliberately choose to take high love out of it. They want to be offended. They want to start.
But it's like they're goading you into saying love. She didn't have to go to the fucking show.
And like the thing is, like those shows are inclusive. Like genuinely in there, like everyone's the fucking same, and like we have a laugh together, and everyone understands what the game is, you know. And that's a genuinely like beautiful mode.
I don't understand how down the road they were doing comedians against humanity and saying stuff and not getting shit for it. It's just the same stuff. It's just it's a safe space for saying stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's, you know what the difference between hating live and comedians. Well, yeah. I don't. I tell them. I set it up that it's going to be that we're going to say it's going to be visceral, and we're not playing. We don't really want to be your friends. We want to have a good time and be fun. But I think when it's comedians, like, you know what it is? It's a bit what Dapper Laughs sat over there once. He goes, if Sacha Baron Cohen does a character and he talks about you know whatever,
it's double standards everywhere.
then it's he's been to Cambridge, he's go there trained actor. He means it so ironically that if we do it maybe because of the way I sound, because
I very much felt that having a northern accent in comedy.
Yeah, and it's not even because we would do it in the Three Sisters or we would do it on the Free Fringe. We weren't doing it at the Pleasance.
So we were uncouth.
Yeah, we were uncouth. Those they mean it.
Yeah.
So,
well, this is the thing. You can't mean it because, like Rob just said, the
I've
first
never
time
seen the topic before.
Exactly. That's the
you were in the audience.
Yeah, I didn't even want to bring this up.
Yeah, if you go up there and say I hate whatever, and people are like, oh, why is he saying that? It's like, you know why I'm saying it, because you just come out of that fucking bucket. It's a game.
And that's it. We're having a laugh in a game. But yeah, that was it. So like, I was doing that and I was fucking loving it. And I had a guy come to my show, and it was, the first year I went to Edinburgh, I tried to do like an Edinburgh show with a story and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Someone came to see
What was that show called?
Oh, I can't even remember. Champion of Comedy, it was called. The poster was a cartoon of me stood above a pile of corpses of comedians.
That's like real comedians, or
yeah, it was like Louis C.K. and like you know, like Chris Rock and stuff. Just all like cartoon.
I could have added some names, but that'd have been in bad taste.
Yeah, like that cartoon was sick. To be fair, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, the show wasn't great because like a guy came up to me afterwards and he goes, he was like, just want to say, enjoyed the show. It was good.
Where was your show?
Oh, it was like this was just my first Edinburgh show. Shit, like it's not an important one.
Okay.
Like, but he was like, he comes up and he goes, the show's good. But last night I saw you at Hayton Live and you were fucking amazing. And I was like, I thought on that all the whole like day, and I was like, shit, he's right. I'm so much better there when I'm just free and having fun with my mates and just like doing what I want to do and saying what I want to say and not trying to conform.
In the moment rather than, I've brought this to present to you.
Yeah, and just not trying to conform to what the Edinburgh Festival wanted of.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
like, that narrative and trying to chase awards and shit. And like as soon as I got rid of that and just started doing the stand-up I wanted to do, I got so much better and everything got loads better. And it was genuinely Hayton Live that made that shift for me. So, you know. Like,
Well, you know Louis, he's still, when are you going to get the Yorkshire Riff?
Oh, mate, I want to come back anytime.
That's a good name, the Yorkshire Riff.
Yeah. I think you gave yourself a right.
That's a good name.
Christened myself that. Yeah. Like, I fucking loved it, man, because like when I first did it as well, I was drinking heavy. So I would drink.
Yeah, which made it even better. It was.
I loved it. I did 2 full run.
I used to drink a magic pint before every show. Right, a magic pint is half.
And you got laid loads.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was great.
That's how good Hayton. That's how good Hayton Live was. You got loads.
I know. I should. The magic pint was half a pint of whiskey topped up with Coke, and I would nail that before the show. So I was half a pint of whiskey down. Just like I would do that in the dressing room the 10 minutes before the show. I'd go out and I was borderline blackout, and I'd just be like, "What do we eat now?" It was great fun. It was so good.
He did that last time we recorded.
Yeah. Oh, I did that last time. But you know what? I'm
just a bottle of whiskey.
I'm just thinking back because you haven't done Edinburgh for a few years.
For a few years, yeah. I find out how to justify now.
Yeah, you don't need it.
I don't need it, but I really love the Edinburgh Festival. It's great fun. I've had amazing times there. And like, look, if I was single, I'd be back there in a heartbeat. Like, you know, I'm tied down now, innit? So like half the appeal's gone. Because I'm gay.
I know. It's bad to be gay. Apparently. I don't got me there.
With men.
I accept all gays.
I do as well. But you know what's just thinking about now, like at the time I thought this is good, but now I think back, so those were fucking great.
The times of my life, mate.
It's like school days. They tell you he's going to be
Honestly, it was incredible, and we were all just like starting out. We were all just fucking around and doing things because it was fun, and like it was so class, man.
But those shows were like there was no.
A couple of those are some of the best shows of my life.
Considering we were all so new, that was a fucking great like.
Do you think
show.
Part of that exhilaration comes from the fear of the unknown? Do you know what I mean? It was a bit like
I love that, man.
Exactly. But before you're like nervous.
Under me. I love improv.
Yeah.
I love
the white hot crucible.
I love that, and it made me so much better at being free on stage with that as well. I love it. I love being like I do loads of like improvised shit now. Like, you know.
Yeah, I MC a lot, and I don't give a fuck. I don't. When you first start MCing, you think you got to be quick, and you think it means what's your name, Darius? You got. It doesn't mean quick. Doesn't mean that. It's like if
you've
I
got
can't
to find the good thing.
Yeah, ask another question. Say something else, and the laugh. trusting that you will find the laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you don't have when you start. You don't know that you can do it yet.
Yeah.
But the thing with hating live, and whenever a new comedian does it, I say the audience is going to write stuff down. And any comedian worth their salt really enjoys hating live because it generates material for them.
Yeah.
Because anything the audience put in, normally 9 times out of 10, as a comedian, your brain will have already thought about, at least touched on the subject. So then when it comes up, you kind of already have like a preemination of what it's going to be, and then you can just expand.
But sometimes I really enjoy just starting the sentence and seeing where it ends up.
No, that's what
I would
yeah,
often
exactly
do that.
what I'm
I would
saying.
just begin talking, and I'd surprise
Trust
myself.
yourself. Trust yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, back myself to find a punchline.
I don't know.
eventually,
Like, we're talking now. We don't know how our sentences are going to end.
Nah, I've scripted this shit.
I
Yeah,
have
I
as
thought
well.
you had. I
I
saw you
have.
doing your prep outside.
Zang's about to come back in any moment.
He was a plant.
but
We've got a button under here when we're running out of things to say.
When I ask comedians, like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, but look, anything they're going to put in, you're probably have at least. I know you say I just speak and see where it goes, but in your subconscious, you will have like thought, the coronation or fucking.
Yeah, but to be fair, that's
if
more
it's one of the ones where you get to choose when you go up, I will, as soon as the topic comes out, I will like search for an angle.
Yeah,
and as soon as I have half an idea of an angle, I don't need a punchline.
It's enough to make you stand up.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as I'm like, right, this is the way.
That's my in.
And then I'll just stand up.
You don't need to sit there and work out the in and the out before you get up. I'm
Yeah,
like that.
totally.
I go, right, I know I can start a thought, and then I get up there and see what happens.
Yeah.
But that, to be fair, what you just said was more of a prep talk for someone that was nervous and wasn't maybe that good at it when you're saying, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like obviously like the champion of champions like Rob.
Yes. My favourite ever to do it with was Radu Isaac. I love Radu.
I was going to say,
Like,
Radu's
Radu's class.
on
and, like,
one of the all-time greats. Radu's so funny.
That is my one of my favourite ever though was like we were in the Counting House ballroom and it wasn't a great show. The audience weren't great that night. And Radu did a bit where his topic was something like something about paedophilia, and he did like this incredibly long justification of why paedophiles should be allowed one kids, just one, and did it for so long, and the audience were not enjoying it.
No.
But every time it looked like he was going to finish, he'd go, and also, and start again. And every time he went, and also, I would fall off my
Do you
chair
remember
laughing.
Ari Shafir did that?
Yeah.
Do you remember when he did
I
it?
remember, you know what? I genuinely, I can't remember if he was good or not.
I
he
remember
did
the
it.
audience was shouting next subject. He was just going and going and going.
But I
he had
think-
confidence, you know.
But I think now, though, what we have now, the show's so much tight. Like now, there was times when the comedians would carry the show, but now the show can carry
The
bad
format's
comedians.
a backbone, enough of a backbone.
Yeah. But that was you did that one of our best reviews or worst reviews, whichever.
Yeah,
one
it's
you
still
choose.
got like it's the only review quote I really use on posters, like because I think reviews are bollocks, but that one slagging me off.
Nasty,
Yeah, if they say something you like, then you're going to use
Nasty,
it.
offensive, and dangerous. It's just so sick, innit? It's just like thank you, like thanks. It's like putting a parental advisory sticker on an album. Like
Yeah,
when I was a
it's
teenager, I was like, yes.
That's what we wanted.
I'm old
That's
enough.
what we want.
I'm
Yeah.
old enough to remember the Red Triangle on Channel 4.
Yeah.
Do
Wasn't
you
that
remember
for lesbians in the Second World War?
No, it'd be like
That's a pink triangle.
Yeah,
sorry.
that is. Yeah. That's just a euphemism. The hairy triangle. No, but it used to say it would say that. Oh, coming up next is this Czechoslovakian art house film. A red triangle would come up in the corner, and it had like sexual content, and like the ratings would go through the fucking roof. They pretended they were doing it to warn people, but they were actually doing it. When people used to probably like switch over channels back then in the old days of watching telly, if you know what I mean.
4 channels, 5 channels.
I remember Channel 4 starting, mate. Big day. Yeah.
How old are you, Justin?
I'm nearly 50, but
Again,
first thing on there was Mini Pop.
we're hitting the young.
What was it
TikTok
like when the
demographic.
car was invented?
I don't remember. I remember having to wear seatbelts for the first time and thinking, "Fuck this!" It was like a
In his
smoking
black
ban.
Ford?
What, you actually remember seatbelts?
Yeah, I
being
remember when
invented?
my mum was taking me home from school. She's like, "You got to put your seatbelt on now," and no one wore their seatbelt. You was
yeah,
a
not in the
pussy
back.
hole. You was a puss. No, in the front. There was no such thing as car seats. I remember going, "This ain't gonna
This is
catch
like
on."
one of those politicians who's like, I remember swimming in shit. It was fine. It's like, yeah, you all
did.
none of us wore our seatbelt. And was there a problem? But like, a lot more people did die. You know?
You are vegan though.
I'm vegetarian.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you
told me he was vegan. You'd give me bum information.
Everyone thinks I'm vegan. I think I just look vegan.
You do.
Yeah, I've got a vegan vibe.
Go make me a latte. That's your joke, isn't it?
My joke is, I know.
Doing your own material.
I look like I'm about to overcharge charge you for a latte. Line in my show. But yeah, like I'm vegetarian, not vegan. I still fucking love cheese in it. So,
Yeah, cheese
is great.
Fucking class.
Cheese is delicious.
Yeah, there's a good section about my vegetarianism on my new special, Born Ready, July 2nd.
So you filmed that already?
Filmed it already.
Where did you film it?
Filmed
in
it at
Leeds?
Leeds Wardrobe. It was fucking class. It's a
I just
beautiful
gigged in Leeds Wardrobe last 2 weeks ago.
Class venue.
Yeah,
Isn't it? Really
downstairs.
Cool. Yeah.
When's it dropping?
July 2nd, I think. I haven't 100% confirmed it, but I think July 2nd on the Dead Men channel. And like,
have you edited it?
Yeah, we've just done the first run of the edit. It's looking good. Just needs a little bit of polishing. Because like me and my producer have set up a production company. I directed it.
You directed your own?
My own special.
When you say you directed it, what do you actually mean by that?
So I like chose what shots would be in it and like what cameras we were using and what lenses we were using in order to get the effect and like how the overall look would be.
So when you
that's
say
what the word means.
Yeah.
No, but so when you're saying you're choosing the shots, you're choosing that in. You've got the cameras rolling in post. You go, oh, cut to this camera now. Or,
yeah, well, like the editor did a first run of that, and I've sat in with him and polished it and changed a couple of things. But I mean, like literally where we set up the cameras in the venue, and how we positioned them and what.
How many? You had 3 cameras.
Your vision.
We had, I think, 8 cameras.
8 cameras.
Fuck it, that's a lot of cameras.
We had 3 cinema cameras. Then we had all the cameras.
Cinema cameras.
Cinema
What's a
grade
cinema camera?
Like
Film.
just these. Well, like they're not actually filmed,
yeah.
the digital now, but like they're just fucking high grade.
What you would make a film with.
Yeah, and then we
rather
had
than
red.
We had 2 roaming cameras as well as them, so 2 cameras, a handheld going around. We had like 3 static cameras as well that we cut between. It's like, mate, like we're setting up a production company to film other people's specials because this one was so sick.
Really?
And like, we're just going to like just knock it out of the park. And make
Yeah,
the sickest
fucking
things we
right,
can.
man.
And it's
Like,
an hour-long show?
it's 40 minutes.
Perfect.
Me and Freddie are doing 45 each on the tour.
But this is not on your. But for your Born Ready show, you just doing. It's just a.
Just me. Yeah,
Is it
just
just
an
opener?
40 minutes. No,
Is
well,
it just me? An hour's too long.
Yeah, well, they often are, and like I cut this down from the hour I was doing in Edinburgh, in Australia, and just hoid 15 minutes out, and the show got better.
I did that, and it's much funnier. As people don't
Cut
care.
out all
I
the
don't want to
waffle.
watch anything for an hour.
This is it. So and like so the show on tour is one of me and Freddie doing 4. We do we both do 45 in the different sections. So on the night I filmed,
So
Freddie did it
yesterday's show. So you were here yesterday. You guys doing a show in Vauxhall. Did you both? How does those shows work?
So we both come out and compare together at the start. We do about 15 minutes roasting the audience. Then one of us does 45 minutes. We have a break. One of them comes out, does 5 minutes, brings out the closers, do 45 minutes. So and we rotate who was closing.
And you're doing your show in that, or
I did my show in that. Yeah. And so that's what we filmed. And like the one in Leeds, Freddie opened and I closed. And like so, we rotated it around.
Nice.
But yeah,
That's what we're doing tonight in Lions Den.
yeah.
What's line?
It's not the worst open mic.
Right. Yeah. So that was a London reference that sailed
I
over
know.
my head.
I'm not from London.
Yeah.
But
Lions Den
I just know more.
Lions Den is like any comedian who was anyone who's gone.
I've heard of Lions Den, to be fair.
Did Lions Den when they were coming up.
Yeah.
So so you just done 45 minutes. So this special's Born Ready. It's going to be out, but it's going to be for your patrons only.
No, it's going straight on YouTube for free on the Dead Men channel. It's just like want as many people to
I'm
watch it.
definitely going to watch it. I want to see the production values if nothing else.
Mate, this is
100
it,
cameras.
Yeah. It's like it's honestly like because it's not just me. It's like we sort of like me and Tom the producer and Simon our director of photography. Like we all like sort of work together on it. It's all really collaborative.
And what's it
those two
called?
have knocked it
Born
out of the
Ready.
park. Born Ready. It's
Born
called.
Ready.
What's director of photography?
So he's like he's a professional camera operator, but he's in like charge.
Are you
of, like-
serious?
yeah, it's sort of like, to be honest, our roles are very merged on
Yeah.
what we do. We're very blended, or 3 of us.
I knew it. You're just making names.
No,
up and saying-
but you can. What's a camera?
No, but he's like in charge of the cameras and the camera operators, and he's like telling them what to do with settings and stuff like that. Like So I go to him. I want it to look like this. And
Well,
he
what
goes,
did
"Here's
you
how
want
to
it
do
to look like? So what is
I want
it?
it to look like
a big pro special.
Yeah. So I'm like,
But
well,
what does that entail? What does that actually mean?
for me, this one I've gone for like a 70s sort of feel to it. So it feels like old film and like it's got
grainy or
a
something.
little bit grainy, tiny bit. Yeah.
Or like a prior sort of thing.
yeah, like I'm going for that sort of thing, but then like
Cosby.
I've made that was the after show. But then like it's all very like orange and yellow and brown and red. It's
natural
very warm.
tones.
Very warm colours.
Is that
and, like,
sepia?
Was you?
and like the intro's like a 70s cop show. I've made it like
Was
it's got like wah funk over.
Was
it.
you a
It's
big Britpop guy in the 90s?
Yeah.
There's very much that sort of.
Yeah, there's
That's
an
your
element of
sort
that.
Yeah.
But like we're gonna just tailor it for all different for whatever special we're doing. We'll do it totally different.
Yeah,
It's just
like
I
a
felt
theme.
that vibe. Yeah.
So it's
not
Freddie doing
overtly-
one as well.
Freddie filmed his, but his stuff is a lot newer than mine because I've been doing my show in Australia, so I've run it in loud so it's ready to film. Whereas he just, for some reason, threw all his shit out just before the tour and just wrote another 45 minutes for the tour.
He did?
Yeah. So he's filmed it all, but he's only ever done it like 5 times. It was good, but like he just doesn't want to put it out yet because he wants to work on it.
Yeah.
So some of it will be coming out. I think he might put a little bit of it out.
It'd be good to put little clips out to
This
sort
is
of
it.
like
So
chum the waters.
Yeah, so he's got it all. He'll put some of it out, but basically the idea was to film mine for the first one. So yeah.
And are you two gigging around, like, how much are you just doing normal gigs?
Still like gig like I normally do.
Club
to be
gigs,
honest.
you mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm still doing club gigs. I still do 3 or 4 a week.
And you
most
MC
weeks.
the Frog and Bucket?
Yeah, I do Beat the Frog.
Or Beat the Frog or whatever.
Hive of anti-Southerners.
Yeah. Deliberately when I'm on.
No, definitely. I've definitely picked up on it.
Yeah.
I've only gigged
Yeah,
in
exactly. You're
Manchester
telling me
once.
I imagined
Oh, no,
it.
I've
You
done it
ain't been-
twice. I did the...
Did you beat the frog?
No, I haven't done... I've only done the Comedy Store.
Yeah. They'll only hate you because
Oh,
you're
right.
brown, not
And I
because you're southern.
smashed it. And I did that one for Toby Hadoke.
Oh yeah, tell me how to. Yeah,
When I first started.
Hadoke, like he's Japanese.
Hadoke!
Hadoke!
Street Fighter.
Haydoke is his name.
Hadoke. Listen, we've done
Yeah.
an hour 10. I think this has been a really good podcast. But before you go,
Yeah.
just turn around. I just
Yeah.
want to show you. So right here. So the way this works is we've got TV remote. Other
Burning
studios.
bridges with Darius
Well,
Davies.
we're not burning any bridges yet. Basically, if
I
you-
don't have any bridges in the London comedy circuit. I'm fine to burn whatever.
He'll build one and then burn it for you.
we currently record at Vauxhall Podcast Studios.
Yeah.
Actually, 3 Speech Podcast. We paid for that Mac that they record everything on. And all these other fucking podcasts don't say thank you, but we paid for that Mac. Someone gave us a £500 donation.
So they paid for it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Actually,
But you
I
could have
think
kept it.
Yeah, we could have kept it, but we paid it and we said, we'll do it. So that's actually our Mac. But anyway, the point is, a lot of other podcasts are recorded here.
Yeah.
And when I press this button, not that one, let's see this one, we can have a look at all the different podcasts. So you can see all these different podcasts.
TVI is very funny.
Yeah. Well, hold
Whoa.
on. Don't make any names. We got so many podcasts.
Well, I'm just saying that's a really good one.
That is a
Right.
really
Oh, he
good
does.
one.
Don't say anything positive around him. for
Wait a
fuck's
minute.
sake.
Julian Dean and Carl Donnelly, they're
Yeah.
both great comedians.
But here's the thing.
Vegans.
yeah.
We're
your
we're
future.
gonna go in the Patreon episode, and we're gonna go through each and every single one of them,
Yeah.
and we're gonna give you our honest opinions on the podcast and on the comedians in the podcast, and we're gonna slate them. And frankly, a lot of people who are from the South, so they've already got that going against them for Rob. And Justin hates everyone, and I love
true.
burning bridges. So the Patreon episode is going to be hilarious. We are going to just go through every single other podcast that's recorded here at the Vauxhall and tell you exactly what we think and where, and if they're shit. So if you want to hear that, go on.
Well, it's a
Bob.
little taster. TVI is good.
But as a little taster, TVI is good. I do like Carl Donnelly. I do like
Julian Dean.
Julian Dean's very
Obviously.
hilariously funny.
Yeah.
But the rest aren't that good.
The rest of them vary
So
in
you
quality.
Can, you can
it's
just
fair
have
to
a
say.
look. There's Trusty Hogs starring Helen Bauer and Catherine
Remembering
Bohart.
Nan.
Remembering Nan, the Vibes and Tribes podcast.
Unfortunately, she can't remember you.
Yeah, all I did. Well, there's a lot of podcasts here that we can go through.
Yeah.
There's one
Awesome.
that might be a rubbish one. There's our old one. Anyway, we're gonna go through that. So if you want to listen to that, subscribe to our Patreon. And also, before we go, Rob, have you got your weed here?
Yeah.
Can I have? So we were in Australia.
Oh, fuck, this was so
It's got-
fun, man.
it-
I vape weed, right? And out in Australia, we were in Adelaide, which is the weed capital of Australia. We got some fucking amazing weed over there. It was so good. And I was vaping this weed, and
Plus one weed.
Darius would be like, "Can I have a bit of your weed, Rob?" He had a bit, right? He had a go on it, and he was like, "I don't think I got anything off that."
Oh, that old chestnut.
Yeah, he did another one. Did this massive
Oh,
fucking rip.
no, Darius.
And he stood there, mate. It was so funny. He stood there and he went, "I don't think I'm getting anything off this." And then his eyes just widened.
Yeah,
He went,
yeah.
"Oh." And he
Ennui
just
ensues.
turned around, walked on stage, and then spent his whole set going, "Time stopped."
He
I don't know.
stopped. He stopped time.
He's like, I'm done. I've still got 12 minutes. The fuck? I'm too stoned to
I
do
only had
this.
10 when I started.
Yeah. It was it blew his mind that he couldn't handle. It was so.
And then,
That's a
and then I-
rookie
and then-
mistake.
and then I had to get on the bus home, and I was like, "Oh man, I must have." And I travelled 2 minutes. It felt like I'd gone through an eternity. Plus one weed. But the reason I bring that up is that we have got a sponsor. It is highpoint.care for all your CBD, but not containing psychoactive THC. All your CBD needs. We have skin healing skin healing cream. We got CBD. We got fucking pills. We got lotions. We got gummies. We got drinks. We got everything, and you could get 10% off if you use code 3SP. We don't have any other products. Why? Because we've used them all. That's how fucking good they are. But we're gonna
especially the chili sauce.
Oh, the chili sauce, mind flavor.
CBD chili sauce,
mate.
So good.
Green,
I should have
chili
given you
sauce.
some.
Yeah.
Should have given me some of that.
I need to be
Give me
reminded.
some of that.
I think it's vegetarian.
It
I
is
want some
vegetarian.
of that chili sauce.
When are you going back today?
Like as soon as we finish this, I'm getting on a train.
Straight out of fucking London.
Yeah,
Well, listen, Mind Flayer. It's called Mind Flayer. I'll give you some. We'll get
Sick,
it. It's
mate.
great.
I'm well on that. That's great.
Code 3SP. Highpoint.care.
I love CBD that makes me shit myself.
I had 20
No, I'm
milligrams
saying the
last
chili
night.
sauce. I'm just joking.
Go on our
It'll numb your
Patreon.
sore asshole.
Like and subscribe. Thank you, Justy P.
Thank
now,
you.
Before and Patreon, we're going to go through them.
Yeah.
But quickly, Rob, give us everything you want to promote.
Yeah, Dead Men Talking is fucked up dark jokes. Like if you like this, you'll probably like Dead Men. So get involved. Get subscribed to that.
That's going
where,
on our poster.
Yeah, that's where like the special is going to be. Is going to be on the Dead Men Talking channel as well. But like if you like follow me on social media anywhere, you won't miss it. I'm going to fucking be
Yeah, good for
banging
you,
on
man.
about
Fuck it. Good for you.
Yeah.
So check out Rob.
And
Deadman Talking.
he needs all the help he can get to fight off the legal threat from the
Yeah, join
artistic
our Patreon
giant.
so we can hire a lawyer who isn't a comedian.
Yeah, join our Patreon so we can just have some money.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.